was interviewed by a journalist that writes for Forbes the other day for an article about the Omnia Media saga. If you missed this video where I spoke in detail about the situation, let me summarize very quickly. A YouTube MCN called Omnia Media is currently holding a whole month's worth of my ad revenue, has broken contracts and are refusing to communicate with me, as well as refusing to give me a date in which I'll be paid. Omnia Media is owned by a company called Enthusiast Gaming, which own a load of like online gaming properties, most notably the esports team Luminosity. So how did they get a whole month's worth of my earnings in the first place, I hear you ask? Well, an MCN acts as like a sort of middleman between myself and YouTube. They were pretty necessary back in the day of YouTube, not so much now. They're kind of going extinct as a business model. But I was in Omnia Media since 2016 and they never caused me any issues until about 6 months ago when they started pushing back payment dates until they eventually broke contracts. In effect, scamming me. I'm still waiting on money that was due to be sent at absolute latest the 15th of last month. They sent me an email saying they might pay me at the end of June, but you know, only if I'm lucky, only if Omnia/Enthusiasts feel like it, only if they wake up on the right side of the bed that day. It doesn't help that Enthusiast is a company on the brink of total collapse and they're holding on to my money. That's so stressful. That is so stressful. They've also previously sent veiled threats of legal action to myself and others who have either gone public or insinuated that they will, which I always found hilarious. Like, how are you threatening costly legal action when you are the ones in the wrong? Just spend that money actually paying the people you owe, then no one will have any reason to say anything. This isn't a situation just affecting me, it's one affecting countless YouTubers that you no doubt watch. If you want more information and detail, I'd suggest watching this video. I'll link it in the description. But now you're caught up, I was interviewed for an article in Forbes about the situation, and the journalist obviously reached out to Enthusiast Gaming for comment, and what they said in reply really boiled my piss. Because not only do they lie in their response, they also insinuate something that I was afraid of. Omnia Media, a YouTube MCN owned by Enthusiast Gaming, currently owes tens of thousands of dollars to multiple influencers who are or have previously been signed to the company. With previous payments arriving late, this has caused a lot of stress for stars who have been impacted. Yeah, I'm a star. That's me. I'm a star. But yeah, no, this has been horrible. It's been so stressful. Thankfully, I managed to get most of my money out of that sinking ship. But at one point, they were holding on to multiple months worth of my revenue. And that drove me crazy. They owe me about a month's worth of ad revenue now, which is still a lot. But honestly, I wasn't expecting them to pay me anything, even though it's my own money that I earned and I am entitled to. Which that's a crazy thing to say. It's me saying I wasn't expecting them to pay me anything. And I'm still not expecting them to get me my January money because they've just brazenly broken the contract now. They're saying that they don't even seem to care. They're just kind of saying, oh yeah, you know, we might give it to you at some point. Who knows? You know, we might feel like it one day, but also maybe not. You know, you might get it at end of June. Fuck off now. Now, in comparison to some others I've spoken to who are in a similar situation, I'm actually in a pretty good position. I left the MCN in January, someone with the company until last month, and have to battle with them for another 5 months worth of revenue, and I feel for them. As I said, I'm not even confident I'm gonna get my January payment, to be honest. The article then goes on to detail the experience Lewis Spears had with them, mentioning how he had surgery and struggled to pay for follow-up appointments due to the money he expected to come through not coming through, which is that's so fucked beyond belief. Like, take it, that is so fucked. And it's not like they did not know this. It's not like they were oblivious to this situation. I know for a fact Lewis was in communication with them about his situation, and they did not give a single fuck. Then the article speaks about my experience. One such influencer is Memulus, a YouTuber who hides his real identity and goes by the name George. A week ago, he released a video describing the issues he has had with Omnia Media and payments arriving late, even outside of this 75-day window. While Spears has received his January ad revenue payment, George is still waiting for his, and I still am, being told the company hopes to pay it by the end of June. There was a few month period where I just didn't get money from AdSense, said George. It was like I'd had something taken from me which I felt wasn't someone else's to take. At the point, I was feeling really down about it. They were abiding within the contract, but I still felt as though I was being mugged off a bit. Yeah, the way I sort of describe it is like, you know when your Sims house gets robbed in The Sims, and you have that emotion. I can't remember. It's like loss or I don't know. It's an emotion you feel after you're getting your house robbed in The Sims. That's kind of how I've been feeling on and off for like the last 6 months. Now here's where it gets good. Despite fears from influencers involved that they may never see the money they are owed, Omnia Media has said that it intends to pay out all the contractually owed money. Omnia is still owned by Enthusiast Gaming and intends to honour all of the creators' contractual entitlements, as it has done for its over 10-year history as a YouTube CSP, said Omnia Media in a statement. But you haven't. You have not stuck to the contract. You haven't honored it. What are you talking about? Now, this next bit is kind of worrying. There are currently tough economic times and short-term industry headwinds that have led us to make tough decisions and executing significant layoffs. No different than many other companies such as Riot Games, Amazon, Twitch, Nintendo, Microsoft, and more. These layoffs, alongside administrative and operational changes to the business, have led to these temporary delays in creator payments. However, we do intend to honor all of these payments. There's a few things to unpack here. First of all, I have no idea how they're trying to compare their company in any way to the likes of Amazon, Nintendo, and the most valuable company in the world, Microsoft. Enthusiast is on the brink of bankruptcy. You cannot compare your economic turmoil to theirs. It's the equivalent of a homeless man going, oh yeah, Elon Musk just sold one of his jets to raise a bit of cash. You know, we're all kind of going through similar things. No, you're not. The company is in real serious trouble. Also, I believe with this, they're signaling that they simply don't have the money to pay, which is something I was really worried about. Realistically, they should have it because they shouldn't be spending money which isn't theirs. I haven't given them a loan. I want to be clear, I don't have any evidence that they have perhaps allocated or spent the money elsewhere. I just have a really, really strong gut feeling. And I have a feeling that in this statement, they're insinuating that they don't have it, which I think is a very high possibility considering they're putting off paying people so much. It also kind of reads like they're not paying us to cut costs. How insane is that? So this next bit sent my head to space. All creators have direct access to communications via the Omnia support email where they receive timely responses on upcoming payments. This is a lie. This is a brazen lie. Since when have you given timely responses on payment timelines? Let me just look at my email real quick. This is such a stupid lie because anyone that's under Omnia knows that they do not reply to the fucking emails. So this is my most recent email chain with them. Hi, today is the final day for you to pay me my January earnings. Please confirm this will be sent today. And then I followed up the next day because they hadn't replied to me. Hey, I've already communicated this to who I trust has forwarded this on to you, but if I don't get confirmation by 9 p.m. UK time, 2 hours from sending this email, I'll be making a public statement regarding Enthusiast and their conduct, as it's quite clear I'm being ignored. I then get an email 5 minutes later. Wow, it's the wonderful things that happen when you threaten to go public about a company. Hello, George. Thanks for reaching out. We are currently working on a solution to ensure your payment is made within a timely fashion. At this moment, we do expect the outstanding balance to be cleared in full by the end of June. We have no additional information to share at this moment on a concrete timeline, but we'll be sure to update you as soon as we do. I already spoke about this in the last video, but I cannot believe how brazen they are with this. Like, oh yeah, you know, fuck off. We don't have any additional. You know, I know we're breaking contract. I know we owe you like a whole month's worth of money, but you know, fuck off. We don't have any additional information. Piss off. So I replied with, hi, sorry, but that is absolutely not good enough. You've broken contracts and a public statement is going live imminently. And then I followed up with a couple more emails. The last one was on the 20th of May. They have not replied in, well, when was the 16th of May? They have not replied in 2.5 weeks. Is that what they describe as a timely response? No, they're fucking lying. God, I cannot believe it. I actually cannot believe this. And this isn't even the first time I've been straight up ignored. This has happened before. As I said, I emailed them 2.5 weeks ago. This is slow communication, even by carrier pigeon standards. They're not giving me any information on payment timelines. All I'm being told is, yeah, you might get your money by the end of June, possibly, you know, if we feel like it, if we're not bankrupt by then. Enthusiast Gaming are total liars. I have no idea how people are still signing on with them with things like Luminosity. If they don't have the money to pay us, I honestly have no idea where that fucking money's coming from. They have shown their willingness to make their partners' lives difficult, and like, to my knowledge, this is purely an Omnia issue, but in my opinion, it's only a matter of time before they do this with Luminosity partners as well. Not just by being arseholes with the contracts, but blatantly ignoring it and breaking it without a care in the world. In addition to this, any creators that have asked to disconnect from the Omnia network due to delays have had those requests honored ahead of their contractual date, which this is true in fairness. They have by now broken most of those contracts, so they haven't really got much choice in the matter, but they did let me go when I asked to be, in fairness. We appreciate the creators' patience throughout this time, and we look forward to continuing to provide new revenue and monetization opportunities for the creators we work with. Sorry, who the fuck is still with this company? If you're in Omnia, leave. Unless you love not being paid and the feeling of overwhelming stress, you've got to get out of there, my friends. So what are they talking about with, like, we look forward to continuing continuing to provide new revenue and monetization opportunities for the creators we work with. I was with this company for nearly a decade, and I think I got 2 brand deals through them, and that was when they were owned by a different company. That's bullshit. They've never offered me anything like that. Enthusiast Gaming is a laughing stock of a company. I really hope they end up paying everyone, but as I said, I'm not confident. There were a fair few people in the comments of my last video saying they don't care if I get paid or not because I mentioned that I'm in a relatively comfortable financial position and it's not too big of an issue for me. And fair enough, I don't blame you. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm simply looking to get this sorted. And a lot of other people rely on these checks coming in on time every month to support themselves. On top of that, out of principle, this shit should not be allowed to run. If I earn that money and I am entitled to it, I should get it. I shouldn't have to fight tooth and nail, make 2 videos, talk to Forbes, make several tweets, and potentially take legal action to get what I'm owed. I'll leave a link to the full article in the description if you'd like to read it.